Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Sexytime podcast. And today is a bit different. We are doing a online recording because my sister's on maternity leave and I'm actually in Hong Kong. I'll be back in Manila next week. But that's fine. It shouldn't affect the episode today.
We wanted to answer the questions we've been getting in. Been getting a lot of
Yeah, we've
emails
we've gotten
actually
like
lately. I don't know
six
what it is.
long fan emails, which we're gonna try to read all of them today. Yeah, let's get to it. Should we start with the first one? The Canadian boyfriend. I'll read it. Dear Sexy
Okay,
Time,
go.
I've been dating this Canadian guy for about 3 to 4 months now. He's sweet, respectful, and we get along really, really well. But recently he started asking if we could split the bill whenever we go out. At first, it
Oh
caught me
my
off
god.
guard because I'm used to a guy covering the bill, at least during the early stages of dating. It's not that I can't pay. I have my own income, but it made me wonder, does this mean he's not that serious about me? Or is it just a cultural thing? I'm confused because back home, it's often expected that the guy takes the lead in the aspect, especially early on. Is this a red flag or am I just overthinking? Would love your thoughts. Dash confused but curious. Ooh, I feel like we just talked about this with what's her name, the financial coach, Nikki.
Nick, this is super important for you, especially. I feel like that's something you always talk about.
What's your advice? What's
And
your
I want to
advice?
tackle it. So I was watching your Pusaan and Laruan episode that you were hosting with Marian. One of the contestants there said that she doesn't mind splitting the bill. And in my head, I'm like, is it a generational thing where people nowadays are like, I'm happy to split the bill because like women are a lot more empowered, that type of thing. Actually, when I went on my first date with my husband, Luch, I was like, oh, let's
Ew.
split the bill. Because I just felt na parang, I know, but now I'm like, okay, no, you pay. But actually, even until now, sometimes I'll pay just to treat him. But
It's
most of the time,
different
it's
though when
him.
you're married. When you're
Um,
dating, it's also different.
I know. But our first ever date, I was like, let's split the bill. No, I really wanted to seem like I'm an independent woman, like I can do my own thing.
Yeah.
I remember
Okay,
clearly
so
because he entered by now. We were
here's
in.
my hot take on this. I think
Wow,
okay,
you just
fine,
cut
go.
me
It's
off.
boring. What else?
Thank
What else are you gonna say? Hindi, ikaw na,
go.
okay na, go.
Finish what you have to say. This is what readers always tell you. You always cut people
Yeah.
off when they're talking. You have to
Well,
listen to
sorry,
what you
it's
have to
my
say.
podcast, okay, listeners. If you want to listen to someone else,
It
go
just
on
happened
someone
to my
else's
car.
podcast. I really cut people off.
Let's see what you
Well,
have to
now I
say,
have to say
Philip.
something
Go.
really, profound and something that people
Important.
will nod their heads like, I like what Belle said.
So
Okay,
what's your
so
take
my
on this?
take on this is I think it's a big generational kind of like gap or issue because in my day, wow, back in my day, when I first would go out on dates, I won't even bring my wallet. I'm like, you're asking me out. I have to get my hair blow dried, wear a super cute dress. I am definitely not even reaching for that bill. In fact, the first date I went with Adrian, I brought my friend, and when the bill came, my ultimate test to him is if he was gonna pick up the bill. But that's first date. So, okay, for all the guys listening, first date, if you're asking someone out, don't even ask for them to split the bill. That's already like, if you can't pay for the first date bill, then you have no business asking this person out. Which, by the way, reminds
What
me,
na
no, wait,
girl is
reminds
like,
me of our relative who went out on a first date, diba? And then the girl, ang dami niyang in order, and he was so stressed out. Kasi he knew that the bill was going to be so high, and he was like trying to tell her, like, look, I can't afford to pay all of this.
he got the
Also, for the girl, be mindful. If you're going on a date with a guy, don't, you're not going shopping. You're not here to have a porterhouse steak. Like, be also mindful. This person is working and saving.
what?
So don't over order. Diba? It also shows your principles. Okay, so back to the topic. Generational issue. I think in my generation, definitely the guy needs to be taking care of that. Now I see though that times have changed. Women have really embraced this whole women empowerment. I'm independent, especially women in their like 20s and 30s. They are hustling, trying to get, trying to be independent. With
Yeah.
that image, with me, I'm doing 3, 4 jobs. Let's say our producer, tago natin sa pangalan Celeste. Hi, Celeste. She's taking on 2, 3 jobs. She's hustling. She's doing something that maybe the previous generation wouldn't be doing.
Me saying that I wanted to pay for it back then was really just like I really, really actually felt like I wanted to pay for it and just emphasize that I can be in this and I choose to be here and I can pay for my own meals. It wasn't really. I guess it was a power play in a way, like just to show that I'm independent. So while I get it, it's very traditional to get the guy to make the guy pay. And now I love it because we're married. In our first date, I wanted to establish something. And it wasn't that you can pay for me, it was that I can pay for
Okay. I
myself.
like that. I also
So
like that aspect. And the word isn't taking advantage. The word is you're also showing that, hey, if we're going to do this, I can bear half of the weight, which is also a turn on for the guy, right?
that's what I was thinking more. I was thinking more like he
Yeah, parang
probably
he'd be
liked
like,
that
wow,
I'm
galing.
like independent.
Okay, so let's go back to the question. She's been dating for 3 to 4 months and she has her own income, but her question is, does it mean he's not serious about me or is it a cultural thing? My answer would be actually, I think the fact that this guy opened up and was honest with you about saying that I think we should split the bill, he's definitely thinking long term. He's being open to his financial capabilities and what is important to him. So he's saying, like, I want to be able to split the bill because moving forward, maybe it's not necessarily sustainable for him to be paying for everything since you guys are, I guess, going out regularly. Number two, also a cultural thing. It seems that men from abroad are
Yeah.
definitely much more open about salaries, wages, and also, not afraid to say, hey, split the bill. There's also an extreme to that, ha? Like some Germans, I was watching on TikTok and Insta, parang they went on one
So
date and then the German guy asks them to, can you like Venmo me or send me, PayPal me like $3 for the coffee I bought you or for half of the breakfast. So parang that's also extreme when you're like trying to collect 150 to 200 pesos.
that's
That's
a
like
turn off
ew.
for me.
So there, I think that being somebody independent, you have your own job. He's being open to you about money issues. I think that's really important. I don't think it's an issue. Do you think it's an issue?
I mean, if it's an issue for you, you let him know because obviously she's used to something else. I would think it's an issue now if that was brought up with me, but it's something worth discussing.
Um, or take him to a cheap place like Tapsilog dinner, my treat. Yeah, I think it's really really a topic that has many kind of like evolving stages. But if you like this guy and he's just asking you to split the bill, I definitely don't think that's a red flag. I actually think it's a beige flag because then he's opening up a topic that is usually hard to talk about. And then maybe you can also be curious and say,
Normal.
hey, like, I'm curious, how was it growing up in your culture in Canada when you were 15, 16? Was it you covering for the bill or would you guys split? And then also ask about his family dynamic. Maybe that also plays a role into it.
Yeah.
But I like his honesty, Canadian boyfriend. All right, let's go to the next one.
My girl best friend's wedding. Dear Sexy Time, I'm in a bit of a tough spot right now. My girlfriend absolutely hates my girl best friend, mainly because my best friend once slept with her ex. The two of them had bad history, and I understand where the tension comes from. The problem is, my best friend is getting married soon, and I'm invited. But my girlfriend told me she's not comfortable with me going at all, not even just for the reception or the after party. She says it's about loyalty and that going would feel like I'm choosing sides. But this girl has been my best friend for years. We've been through everything together and I really want to be there for her on her big day. I feel like I'm being forced to choose and I don't know what's fair anymore. What do I do? Is there a middle ground or am I being selfish for still wanting to go?
Ooh,
Ooh.
okay. So si
What are
guy
your
has
thoughts?
a girlfriend and then he has a girl na best friend. Okay, and the
Mm.
girl friend doesn't like the best friend. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
right.
put names to it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, the guy's name is, let's say, Tom because it says torn between two worlds. Let's say the guy's name is Tom. His girlfriend is, let's say, Maria. Now, his girl best
Yeah.
friend is named, let's say, Jenica. Maria doesn't like Jenica because Jenica slept with who? Oh my
Maria's
God. So,
ex-boyfriend.
who's Maria's ex boyfriend? Let's name him Mark. So, Jenica slept with Mark. But I guess I want to know,
Yeah.
like, when
Yeah.
did Jenica sleep with Mark? Was it when they were together? Was it, there's also a contextual play in that.
For me, it's more like the girlfriend's a bit of a red flag. It's like they've been best friends for the longest time. That's your past. Why is that? You should just accept them. They're super best friends. I mean,
No, okay. Yeah, okay.
I
Here's
find
where
that
Ava
weird.
and I differ because I think, and I've adapted this from Adrian, I guess, that a guy and a girl can't be best friends unless one of them is attracted to the other.
Oh, that is so untrue. Oh my god, I was gonna bring that up. Someone told me that. I'm like, you've probably never had a best friend that's a guy. That's why.
I mean, I've had guy best friends, but parang Adrian's point was saying, and you know what? I still think about this in my head. Like, one of them needs to be attracted to the other, and one of them has probably had a crush on each other or liked each other or whatever for them to be like best friends. And I'm talking about real best friends, okay? I'm talking about like like this. They spend all their time together. The best friend's really there for her when she needs it. When she breaks up, it's the guy who's there for her. Why?
So
You
funny.
don't believe it?
I don't believe it because I mean, right? I have a best friend. Like Mike's my best friend. I'm not as close to him now because we're such different points in our lives. But I remember growing up and we were just hanging out in his house all day. And I'm telling you, none of us
Okay,
like
okay,
each
okay.
other.
Yeah,
I'm a
okay.
hundred. I also had this discussion with
But
someone
I'm
at my
sure
gym.
Mike's exes didn't like you.
Yeah, he had an
So,
ex that didn't like me. So I,
yun.
that's what I'm trying to say. It's like she maybe they like what I'm trying to say is it's possible to have a best friend and none of you and it's purely platonic. But I find it kind of crazy that the girlfriend, given that she's the girlfriend right at this moment, is mad at the best friend for sleeping with an ex-boyfriend when that's the past. It's like if you're gonna be mad at everyone who slept with your ex-boyfriend, me, I'd be mad at how many girls alam mo naman Luch, ang dami niyang
Let's
exes.
name Lucha's exes.
You know what I mean? But I get it. I understand where it's coming from. I never knew you thought that. You've had a couple of best friends.
No,
That
no,
means
no.
you like them?
I think we have a different
Ooh,
notion of what a best friend is.
okay.
Huh?
I know
I,
you. You always want to name names.
I
I'm
mean,
going to name
no,
names for
because
you this
when I
time.
was younger, I was also like such a tomboy, right? So that's why I'm torn about this because Adrian, parang for him, it's like no, one needs to be attracted to the other. It doesn't have to be at the same time. It's at one point of time or another. And I keep thinking like, was I ever attracted to my best friend? Like I wasn't, but I will say that when he was my best friend, the guy I was dating at the time wasn't excited about it, wasn't thrilled, right?
I get that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. There's Shamper, we have different measurements of what a best friend is. A guy
Yeah.
best friend. Like if
I
I had a guy best friend, or let's say I have a guy best friend that I'm closest to, I wouldn't run to him and start crying on his shoulder and like sleep over his house. Now, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
yeah, when we were younger, like he would drop me home and it's not a thing.
Yeah. Well, from my point of view is kunwari I'm fighting with Luch or when Mike used to fight with
Nako.
his exes,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
we
yeah.
call each other about that. But what I'm trying to understand now is I understand why the girlfriend would be a bit jealous, maybe jealous is the word, and she's using that the best friend slept with the ex as a really easy excuse. Because it's also hard to know your man has a best friend and the best
Yeah,
friend's a
definitely.
girl, right?
Oh
I
my
think
god, we've totally made
that's
this
what's
about
more
us.
difficult. It's
We're
like
not answering her. We're like, my best friend's like this. Ay nako. That's why we have, yeah.
no, but I think that for the guy, I would
Okay,
speak
wait.
to
Last
the
question about your
girlfriend.
best friend.
Like,
Is he
hey,
your best friend even if he didn't go to your wedding?
let's ask him that. Both of my best friends didn't come to my wedding, but I told you that they're really at different points in their lives. Like literally he just found out he was having his second baby and
Ava,
I'm
you're
fine
such
with
a
it. I'm
forgiving
not like
best friend. I just want to
my
say
wedding.
that. Like, if anyone is best friends with Ava, honestly, she is like the giver in the relationship. That sounds really bad.
Why is there a giver
No,
and
but I
receiver?
mean, like, if I have a best friend, I'm like, this is what I expect from you for my wedding. These are the things you're doing. You're shipping, you're bringing home one balikbayan box, bring all the tequila, work hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're also
Yeah, you
super
were so different.
my wedding isn't my my wedding isn't like the biggest thing in my life. But if I need you and you're not there, then I'll be like, fuck you. I'm done. But I didn't really need you in my wedding. I have so many other people coming anyway. At the end of the day, I'm
True,
happy
true,
to
true.
just celebrate.
Because you're always looking at the
Anyway,
positive. See, you're wrong in that. Wow, kinorek pa. No, I think your perspective is great. For those listening and who haven't heard this, Ava said a really great thing to me, which I included in my speech, where it was, and Nicole repeated it, and she was like, "That's how best friends work, and that's how friendship works. You need to understand where that person is in their life, and not just expect them to meet you where you're at. If they're unable to do that, whether it be financially, like if your friend can't afford to go to Italy for that wedding, or they're going through something, it can't only be about you, which is like really beautiful, but really also like selfless and." That's not me. I'm very selfish. So let's just put that out there.
at least you're
Okay, go.
at least you're
And
aware.
yeah,
That's the
let's
point,
answer
right?
this question.
What do I do? Is there a middle ground or am I being selfish? What would you say?
I think as women, we definitely are overcome with emotions and let that take over our decisions in life. So because we probably are irritated and felt threatened that Jenica slept with my ex Mark, I don't want her to have my boyfriend too, who is my boyfriend. What's the name of the guy
Mm,
we said? Tom. And it's going to be her wedding. And it's like,
um,
no, because I want to punish you for sleeping with my ex. So I'm going to take away from you by not letting you have my boyfriend. First and foremost, that
and
is
like
no,
that's the
that I mean,
craziest
like
part.
for
Yeah,
her,
you're
it's rational because she's upset. She wants revenge. And she's also
right.
hasn't done her inner work. That is not going to bring you
Yeah, that's
happiness. That is actually going to build resentment and like tension in your relationship with your boyfriend because you're taking him away from a person that means a lot to him over something that he had no control of, which is Jenica, his best friend, sleeping with your ex Mark. Second, I think also that
exactly.
the more mature role and evolved person would be like, you know what? If you're not ready to go to the best friend's wedding, you can at least voice that. You can say, look, I'm not ready to see your best friend because I still feel like irritated or I just can't deal with the confrontation that she stepped with my ex. But I don't want to take you away from that. So why don't you go have fun? Let me go. And then
Funny,
don't take it against him.
the funny thing is, the girlfriend isn't
Ah,
invited.
he's not
It's just the
invited.
boy. So, parang it says, and I'm
It says
invited.
I'm invited.
She's not comfortable with me going at all. So she's not
No,
invited.
so
So
she who
kaya
didn't
pala,
invite her? Yung boyfriend niya.
the best friend
Jenica
didn't
didn't
invite
invite Maria.
the girlfriend
Ah,
to the
okay.
wedding.
So
Tama.
then I guess it puts another spin to it because it's like Jenica versus Maria. Who is Tom gonna pick, right? And then of course they had this previous guy,
Also, no
Mark, who they
ring,
both
no
hooked up with. Huh?
ring, no ring, no bring. They're only girlfriend and boyfriend. Why naman should she be
Well, that's
invited?
true. I think Maria, to the person torn between both worlds, when you plan your wedding, you'll understand that it's so expensive to pay for every single guest. I don't believe in no ring, no bring. I believe no ring, not in the photo. But, if you invite your best friend, he can get a plus one, right? So
Just
obviously
make your
there's tension between Maria
own.
and Jenica. My advice would be the bigger person, allow your boyfriend Tom to go to the wedding, have a lot of fun. Okay, Tom, I think you need to explain to your girlfriend that the wedding of your best friend is not about your relationship with her, even though it's what she feels. Like this is about
Yeah.
your best friend Jenica getting married. It's her day. So make it about her. And then maybe after the wedding, you can bring it up with Jenica like, I didn't want to stress you out on your wedding, but it wasn't really the best. Parang it didn't feel nice that my girlfriend wasn't invited. You can open that up if you have that close enough relationship, right? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. Tell her after that. Don't do say it during the wedding. Because that's adding a
Yeah.
layer of stress to the bride
The
who doesn't
bride
need
goes
it.
through so much stress, like from the mother-in-law to choosing the flowers to the suppliers to everything. So Tom, as the person who wrote here, I think you should talk to your girlfriend rationally, maybe buy her some flowers or chocolates, or be like, look, this wedding is important that I be there for my best friend. It's not about our relationship. It's not me choosing her over you. I'm just respecting her wishes as the bride. So I'm going to go to her wedding. I'm going to have fun. But then let me make a promise to you that I'm also going to tell her and be open to her and say, I wasn't so happy that you didn't invite my girlfriend. And maybe that could be
Yeah,
the start of rebuilding a relationship together because I'm sure there's a lot of tension between the four of them. I don't know. What do you think? Say
I agree.
something.
That's good advice. No, I think that's good advice. I think there is a middle ground, which is you're going to upset one or the other. And I think at this point, it should be your girlfriend because this is a milestone for your best friend's life. And if you're not there for this milestone, you're basically choosing your girlfriend. And if this girlfriend doesn't end up being your wife, that's something your best friend will hold against you forever. But I think that your girlfriend, if she eventually becomes your wife, will understand why you chose to go on this milestone. Or if she doesn't understand, then she
Ay.
shouldn't be your wife. I think that's fair. Diba? Parang she should get you, understand you fully why this person's important without feeling any threat. I
Okay,
think.
next.
Okay, topic number 3.
Cheating but thoughts. Hi, Belle and Ava. I'd like to say that I've been looking forward to new episodes each week. You're my favorite podcast on Spotify. I find your topics relatable and engaging. Aw, thank you so much. I just want to share something intimate, which I find weird about myself. I'm married in my early 30s. Is it cheating if I thought of scenarios or role play with another person while having sex with my husband? Or for me to be aroused first, I would secretly watch porn. I easily feel aroused watching passionate lesbian porn. Even if I won't have sex with another woman in real life. Is it weird or what are your thoughts? Hope you can share your insights in your next Q&A episode. Thank you.
So cute. Cute talaga.
Cute talaga. She's fantasizing about
I
women.
she's so cute. No, I want to say that I don't think it's weird. I actually think it's creative. Sometimes when you've been with someone for so long, it can get boring and you kind of have to think of these novel like scenarios in your head to get yourself excited. I don't think it's cheating. I mean, I've done it. I don't have to tell my husband. But as long as you don't act on it is what's the most important part. Sometimes you need to think of other exciting things to get yourself excited. And there's no harm in that. I mean, if you feel a bit dirty for watching passionate lesbian porn, that's fine because it's not normal for. I mean, I wouldn't say not normal. It's not. It's not what you. Parang you don't say it out loud to everyone, right? But if it's what turns you on, it's what turns you on. That's fine for me. I don't
It's
judge
fine for
at
you, but
all.
it's just not normal.
And I would do it. I mean, it's not some. When I say it's not normal, it's not something like I'd say like, oh, I watch passionate lesbian porn to get myself turned on. Like I don't meet a lot of people who tell me that. But whatever turns you on,
Yes.
and so I
So,
super don't
first of
judge.
all, to our audience member who wrote this, thank you so much for being very open about that. You know, this is a safe space. Ava seems to be judging you right now. No, I'm kidding. Um, I like that you admitted that watching lesbian porn turns you on because parang okay, yeah, it's creative. It's something different. It's something you've never done and you're so scared that you're saying to us that you're never going to do it, but it's something that tickles your fancy. I want to say
Okay, I like
that
it.
it's definitely not cheating. I like the word that Ava used that she said it's creative. I also like the fact that she's exploring her different kind of fantasies because she's allowing herself to be aroused by something that wouldn't normally arouse her. She's in a heterosexual marriage with a man and then she's saying that girl on girl is something that's turning her on. I don't think that's bad. I actually think it's a good way. She's accepting the things that turns her on and she's exploring it, which is very healthy in the relationship. I don't even know if this person would be open to doing a three-way with her husband and another girl because
Oh, eh, you
why
added one
not?
extra layer
Because
to
she's
it.
annoying. She's saying that I'm married. It's like this, you know. Sometimes that spices up the
See,
relationship,
15
right?
years from
What?
now. Yeah. 15, like 10 years from now, she can write into us and let us know if that's a path they've
Yeah,
explored.
I mean, there's no harm in exploring that path. And I wonder if she told her husband, like, you know what, let's watch this episode because it's really hot and I want you to see it. How would he respond? Or if she and her husband watched two women hooking up. That's my question to this listener. Have you ever tried to watch porn or intimate scenes with your partner or your husband? And what is the reaction from both of you? Are you guys both like uncomfortable? Is it like, oh my God, this is so like I'm squirming in my seat? Or is it something that you're both comfortable with? Because that's something also to explore. Like,
I get to know I was thinking about like I think I've tried bringing that up and then I was like I held back and I stopped. I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to finish my question," and then it's just like the whole thing is so
no, yeah.
uncomfortable for me. But I get there. I do want
No,
to
I,
get to
I
that
tried it
point.
before and Adrian was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Because I read it in like a Cosmo magazine before and he was like, he was saying that it's like, basta he would, yeah,
I
he
would
was
die.
not okay. I was like, okay, well, at least I know now that it's not, it's a no-go.
But it's also
Yeah,
because
he's
it's
very
Adrian,
like
okay?
vanilla and wholesome,
Let's not
which is good
scare everyone.
for him.
He'll be
Luch
surprised
is
if he
like,
was
come on,
otherwise.
Abs,
I'd be
here's my
so
USB.
oh my god. That would be
Okay,
amazing.
next.
Wait, I'm just gonna quickly add to that. If you've ever tried it, and then the first time I ever did, I kind of felt jealous because I'm like, oh my god, you're watching someone else, and I'm like, is this cheating? I've had a lot of emotions, but again, this was before the podcast, so I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't think
evolved
it's
now,
cheating. I think it's
so
totally healthy for women and men to fantasize about other people. Like you said, as long as you don't act on it, it's okay. It's but I know a friend of mine. I know a friend of mine. My
you
friend
built
of
a
mine who asked
foundation.
her boyfriend, "Are you thinking of me when you jack off?" And the guy was like,
Oh my
yeah." Like
god,
I'm like, "Girl, no, he ain't."
just slap him. Okay, dear lack of intimacy. Dear Sexy Time podcast, please keep this anonymous says just kidding. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 5 years. We started long distance and I moved near him in 2022. Our first 2 years were intimate. We had sex almost every week. But since 2024, things changed. We only had sex every few months. And now in 2025, it's only happened once on Valentine's Day. He says work stress has killed his libido, and I understand that. But I've always been the one to initiate, and I keep getting rejected. One time, he even got upset when I brought it up. So now I'm scared to even try. I feel insecure, unwanted, and like something's missing. He still shows love in other ways, and I know he cares, but I miss the intimacy and I don't know how to bring it back or if it can come back at all. What should I do? And this is another
Okay.
one that's really something I have to say. Parang they've been together for almost 5 years. It always starts off as you want to do it every time, every day, sometimes multiple times in a day. It's super super normal. It's also very normal for things to kind of die down, and when that happens, it's also really normal
Yeah.
to feel rejected. And I think one of my advice, because this is something that I've actually experienced, and I wondered, is it me? Is it because I'm unattractive? And it really plays with your head. Like literally, you can go down this black hole of like insecurities. But unless you bring it up and talk to your husband and be like, hey, is there something going on in your mind? It might not even be physical for him. Most of the time, it probably isn't, because after 5 years, you know each other, how you look, all of that. And you've passed that whole I'm attracted to you stage. At this point, it could even be like, is it something you do that he doesn't agree with? For example, your boyfriend was wanting to save, 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 but you are thinking about spending, spending, spending. And for him, he values saving or like stability and having enough money. But he's noticing that that's not what you value. You value buying, spending, buying the latest new clothes or a cute bag, and you don't know it, but subtly it's giving him the ick enough for him to be like, "I'm not getting turned on by you." And so that's actually something that I learned about, and I'm like, oh, sometimes it doesn't have to be a physical thing. It could be things that compile over time that has made him feel distant from you enough to not want to be doing it. So that's one thing I wanted to share that I've learned about. Of course, this is assuming he's completely faithful, right? I don't even want to get to that conversation. I think that's one
So
thing to
you
look
want her
look
to look
into
into
is, are you
herself
guys aligned?
if she's giving him the ick.
Yeah, because you might not be aligned as a couple. Do you have the same goals? That's one thing that's really important, because then you might realize that you might be giving him the ick, and
Or
that's what's
this
really
guy's
important.
priority is earning money and work, and he doesn't really care about satisfying you because, again, men easily can satisfy themselves, right? I would say one question I would ask you, Miss Feeling Unwanted, is your husband exercising, and is he in a place where he feels, because I think fitness plays a huge role in having a libido. If this guy, your husband, is working super hard, he's so stressed, he stays up late, he sleeps only 5 6 7 5 hours, let's say, or 6 hours. For lunch he has like a greasy fried chicken meal, and it just has very unhealthy habit. It plays a role in that libido. He's not going to have the
Yeah.
testosterone to have sex with you, because a lot of things are going on in his
Yeah.
mind, which is the work and stress that he already told you. Number two, his body is definitely not responding to what he's putting in it. And three, if he's not getting any movement, which is like exercise, then no talaga. It's like it's shut down, like the shop is closed. So I think you need to look at the external factors on what is killing his libido aside from his work. Is he able to sweat? I know that sounds like not related and
Superficial.
superficial, but it actually plays a role into it. Like I just read somewhere that the hornier you are, the more fit you are, because it means that your body is producing, I don't know if it's
I wonder if
hormones or
that's true.
something, like, basta it said the hornier you are is equivalent to how fit you are. So if a person is not horny at all, no libido, means the hormone, the testosterone hormone, isn't there.
I know a lot of fat people are super horny, okay? So I don't necessarily think that's true.
Ava, I don't
And I
even
know
want
a
to
lot,
think about those people of yours.
we
Yes,
know them
yeah. I know,
together.
yeah. We
I
know
mean,
that
the
how
men.
many kids they have.
But my point is like this, with what you're saying. Yeah, he might be unfit or stressed with work, but if he's always rejecting her, there could be something deeper than
Yeah.
just something physical that he can't come to, like,
Yeah.
can't face. Because some I get tamad to do it a lot of times, but when I know that it's for a
When
relationship,
I
like,
know it's for a bigger
you
cause,
still
you're like,
find
sige
it.
na, bilisan mo na.
Yeah,
I
tama.
think that and I always say this, having a sex life and having an intimate relationship takes a lot of work. And if it's just going one way, which feels like this girl is doing it, she needs to be able to communicate it in a way where he doesn't feel attacked. He doesn't feel like he's the problem. So let's say verbalize to them like, hey, I've really been wanting to connect with you. Is there something that I could do to make you please you or to satisfy one of your needs? And then, slowly bring it up and be like, I noticed we haven't been doing it. Maybe we should take the weekend off.
She did say she brought it up
Got
and
mad.
he
Can
was
you
upset.
can you buy
I think
jelly time
it's
and
delicate.
tell your husband, look what I have, because it's something new.
Try
It's
this.
an adding flavor into your sexual relationship that he might be curious of. Because you know what triggers your husband, right? You know that he's naiinis or he's annoyed if you say these things. Of course, like if you guys are constantly talking about paying the bills and not being having enough money to, I don't know, buy the groceries, then nobody's going to be in the mood. But if you try to set the mood in a way
Yeah.
where you're not always talking about the stresses of life and you're having fun, you're laughing, maybe introducing again personal lubricant could be a different
Yeah.
atake.
Yeah, no, and I think it's so important that you do it now because you are not yet married. And
They're not
imagine
married
when
ba?
you get married. My boyfriend and I together for 5 years. Things don't you don't automatically become horny when you get married. Trust me, if
Downhill
anything, it's
from
even
there.
worse.
Okay, yeah, that's good
So
advice.
that's something you
Okay,
practice
last
early
one.
on.
Let's go. Hi,
You,
Belle and
you.
Ava. My fiance and I are sexually active, and I can say we satisfy each other well. Although lately I'm feeling insecure with my body. My boobs are not perky anymore. I'm not as petite as I used to be. I have stretch marks, and I try to get fit, but this is my mama body. My insecurities, to be honest, I think comes from
My
this because
God.
I already have two kids, not with my fiance. I feel insecure sometimes. But
Oh,
sometimes when I do it, I worry he might feel I'm already not that tight, quote unquote. It's just me. It's all in my head because I'm confident he loves me. Marrying a woman with already kids. I love him too, but I really just feel
with kids.
insecure with my body, especially when I see other women with their amazing bodies. Help. I just want to say thanks in advance for responding. I have been listening to your podcast for a while at work, of course with headphones. But I really appreciate the safe space you created. There's so much that I wish I knew when I was still young. Hopefully, as a parent, I can help educate my kids more about this. Thank you. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, go
So
Avs.
cute.
Mom bod.
I love that. And I just want to say, like, this is also very, very normal to feel like this. I'm a mom of two. I recently gave birth, and I was actually just feeling like this. I just got back from Australia, and I was with all my friends, and all of them are so fit, and I'm just like, I can't even close my pants.
You
So,
also just gave birth.
I know, and everyone keeps telling me that you also just gave birth, but it's like it doesn't help. It's
Yeah.
just my body right now at this point doesn't feel great. And I try to tell myself na parang I just gave birth, but even if. So I can understand where you're coming from. And you have to say, even the hottest girls feel insecure about their body. I know a lot of your friends
Whoa,
who
why
feel
are you
insecure
bringing my
about their
friends into
body.
this?
Your friends are also known for being very sexy, beautiful, and even the most beautiful women feel insecure. Kind of makes me feel a bit better knowing it's really not just me that goes through this. And especially after having two kids, your
Your
boobs
boobs
really
are just like
sag.
flat
And
pancakes.
yeah. But something you actually told me made me feel a lot better. Like you were saying that para imagine your body just went through the craziest journey of giving birth to another human being, and you have to now sustain it and nourish it. You just need to let your body go through the whole journey. While it's a lot of trying to like, acceptance of where you're at in your stage in your life, there's also a lot of proactive things you can do to help yourself feel better. Like after I got a cesarean section and my wound wouldn't close, so it took me a while to finally start be clear to get to start working out. Now I'm starting to work out and I feel a lot better. It's only been a week, but already I guess the endorphins have helped me a lot, and I'm slowly starting to see positive change. So while I understand the feeling of being insecure with your body, the only thing you can do is try your best to accept it, but also be proactive and work out, eat right, so that you know you're
Love
working
that.
towards a goal, right?
Okay, I'll give my
It's
very
so
short thingy because you said a lot of good things.
wala na, payat ka na, doesn't
No,
matter
of
what you
course not.
say.
I go through this. First of all, let me say to this mom bod writer listener of ours, this is a universal issue for a lot, if not 99.9% of women, body issues, because we
Mhm.
just grew
Yeah.
up in a generation where weight and what we look like matters so much. And I'm not going to say like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
beauty's on the inside and stuff like that, because it's not true. When you go to the real world, they judge you by how you look and your weight, right? So of course it matters to us. No matter how fit you are, no matter how strong and sexy you are, I know people here in Hong Kong who
Mm-hmm.
are so fit, who are ripped, who have abs. They still talk about, their bat wing arms, or they're not ripped enough, and they get on GLP-1 and they want to look thinner. So we're just never fully satisfied with our bodies and how we look, because society and social media dictates that we should, have this kind of perfect bubble butt and short, tight abs and sculpted arms. So we're constantly being bombarded that subconsciously that's what we want. So we never accept ourselves for being enough. So I'm going to give you one tool that has helped me cope daily. Okay. I wake up, I brush my teeth. Before I change into my clothes, I look at the mirror. I'm completely nude. And I look at myself and I say, I love my body. My body is so strong. My body has given birth to three babies. But also for people listening who don't have babies, like the fact that your body is strong, it is able to get you to and from work. It's able to get you to, I don't know, travel places. You can also say, like, my body is so strong. My body is resilient. My legs are so strong. Basically, looking in the mirror and complimenting your body 3 to 5 times. It's called positive body affirmations. And you need to say it out loud, even if it feels weird, because your mind needs to hear it. And for the first few times you do it, you're going to feel silly. You're going to be like, this is so stupid. Oh my God, I'm not doing that. Nakakahiya. You're not even going to do it in front of people, right? Because it just feels so shameful. But once you are able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, my body is beautiful, I love my body, it's so strong, you will see the immediate effects on that in your self-esteem, in the way you carry yourself, even in the way you talk about yourself, your body, to people and to your kids. Because self-acceptance and self-love starts with being able to accept where you are at in your journey, whether it's not having kids, trying to have kids, or dating, you know doing something related to fitness. All of us struggle with that, but you need to, sorry, I'm rambling. Basically, my point is, you have to love your body and you have to know that you're enough. Everybody's insecure.
That's true. Just to make you feel better, my nephew was like, "Why are your boobs pointing down?" And then he told his mom, "Why are your boobs melting?" So it's really normal when you nourish your kid. Your boobs really aren't sexy, and even the sexy girls that I know that are moms, it really happens. So just tell yourself you're gonna get out of this phase, and
Yeah.
you just have
I
to go
love
through it.
also that her fiance just loves her no matter what, with her kids. Like, yeah, amazing. So anyways, yeah, thank your body for being able to birth two healthy kids. And now, if you want to do something active, let's say walk more. I don't necessarily try to sell people on the point, like, oh, you can get back to your 18-year-old self. And also, I'm at a point where it's like, wait, I don't want to be my 18-year-old or 20-year-old body. Like, this is a different me now. It's about accepting yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for today. I have to go because I also have another meeting and I'm late for that. Thank you so much to everyone who shared their
But
stories and trusted us with your hearts and thoughts.
we feel so lucky that we have a community that's not afraid to tell us their stories, get a little messy, get a little
Naughty.
naughty. If your questions didn't make it on this pod, don't worry. Our inbox is always open. Keep sending us emails at the sexytimepodcast@gmail.com. We're happy to read it and share our thoughts, and also have others know that their story isn't always unique. So it kind of, there's comfort in knowing that other people are going through the same thing. So don't forget to
All
write
right. Until
in.
next time. Thanks, guys.